In this video, we will continue our basic learning of pair of linear equations in two variables, and we will see that when we draw the graph of linear equation in two variables, we get a straight line, and that is why it is called linear equation. So we will take our example of when Neha is buying mangoes and apples, and the price of mangoes is 50 rupees and the price of apple is 100 rupees, and she has spent 500 rupees in total, and she have bought x kilos of mangoes and y kilos of apples. So x is kilos of mangoes and y is kilos of apples. So now if we draw this equation, how do we draw this equation and what do we get? So for drawing the equation, what we need to do is we need to first prepare a table, and a table means we say x and y, and so let's take x as 0, then y will be 5. So if no mango has been purchased, with 500 rupees we can buy 5 kilo of apple. Suppose we buy 2 kilo of mangoes, then we are left with only 400 rupees and we will be able to buy 4 kilo of apple. And suppose we buy 4 kilo of mango, then we will be 3 kilo of, and similarly when it is 6, it is 2, and say this is 8 and this is 1. Now what do we do? So we know that for different combinations of x and y, the total money spent is 500 rupees. So then on a Cartesian plane, we take the Cartesian plane and we draw the value of, say, x on this side and y is on this side. And we know when x is 0, y is 5. And we also know when x is 2, so suppose this is 2, y is 4. And when x is 4, is 3. And then 6 is 2. And 8 is 1. And actually when we will take 10 kilo, then this will become 0. Now if we draw, then we will find this is a line. So this is 5 kilo and this will be 10 kilo. So now we can see that any point on this line, we have taken some points from the table above, but if we can take any point on this line, whether it is this point or this point or this point or this point, or similarly if we can take 1 kilo here, then we will find that it is 4.5 kilo of something like that, 1 kilo here, and then 4.5 kilo of apple. So in fact, as you know that a line has infinite number of points, so therefore there are infinite number of possibilities, infinite possibilities that will satisfy this condition which we have written here. So this is the we have only one equation, and for this equation infinite possibilities will satisfy. But suppose we have another equation where we had x is equal to 3y. Now if we draw this equation on top of this on the same graph paper, and we know that when x is equal to 1, when y is equal to 1, x is equal to 3, and when y is equal to 2, x is equal to 6. So we draw another line with say these two conditions only, or we can actually draw a table for this also. We can draw a table. X and y. We can rewrite it. This is equal to x minus 3y equal to 0. Okay. So when y is equal to 1, x is equal to 3. And when y is equal to 2, x is equal to 6. And when y is equal to 3, x is equal to 9. So what do we do now? We draw this. X is equal to 3, then y is 1. So this is first point. X is 6, then y is 2, which is this point. And when x is 9, y is 3. So this point, then we get this point, and we get this point. And we draw we will get a line. So we draw a line which will be like this. Now these two lines are intersecting. These two lines are intersecting at this point. And at this point, the condition is satisfied. This is the condition here, and this is the condition here. So both conditions are met only at one point. And by these two conditions, we know that there is only one situation which satisfies both these conditions, and hence it tells us how much Neha purchased. So with this, the pair of the linear equations will intersect at the point where the actual happening has happened, and we will find the exact solution that she purchased 6 kilo of mangoes and 2 kilo of apples, and she purchased 3 times by weight mangoes as compared to apple, and she has spent 500 rupees in total. So in summary, I will like to say, I like to repeat that linear equations, it is called linear equations because it leads to straight line when it is graphically represented, and with two variables, one equation does not one equation tells us infinite possibilities, and it does not tell what is the actual happening, but with two conditions we are able to tell the actual happenings, and that is also called solving pair of linear equations in two variables, or solving simultaneous equations in two variables. That means finding the actual condition which has happened. Thank you.